Hey kids, still at the Devil's Due booth with the godfather of G.I. Joe, the great Larry Hama. It's a pleasure to see you.
How do you do?
So tell me about a new series that you got coming out from Devil's Due called Spooks Omega Team.
It's basically it's the baddest dudes on Spooks have a special hit team, and they go out and they track down bad supernatural beings across the world and do them dirt.
We were just talking off camera with Tim Seeley, and he mentioned that he'll be drawing one of the arcs for you.
Yes, he will. Yeah, I'm really ramped up about that. I really like his stuff, and I've known him for a while.
G.I. Joe, I mean, what an amazing phenomenon that really doesn't seem to, find any end. I mean, I go back to the full-size figure days of G.I. Joe with the hair and the kung fu grip.
Guy.
Yeah, I'm a really old guy, man. But yeah, I mean, you must be thrilled. And is it shocking to you that you're still doing it, or is this, hey, great, let's keep going?
Yeah, I never thought. The basic thing in the toy business back then was that a toy lasted 3 years tops. So at the end of in the middle of year two, all the retailers and all the wholesalers are clearing their shelves.
There's signature characters like Snake Eyes that everyone loves. Has there been an action figure that wasn't selling where they're like, hey, can you do us a favor and maybe come up with a cool storyline to maybe increase the profile of one of their characters?
Well, but the thing is, when I first saw all the actual design sketches for the G.I. Joe team, it was just a guy there in a black mask, and it said Commando, and a guy with a very ordinary looking, outfit on it that said infantry, so I had to take what I had and, and run with it and go, well, hey, these people have, a background and lives and hopes and dreams and loyalties and fears and all these things, and that's a stack of abilities isn't a character. It's how that character relates to the other characters and feels and what they believe, and that's what I try to do.
It's a long-term relationship with Hasbro. They must trust you, obviously, at this point. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't blabbed so far.
Oh yeah, but I actually meant, well, that's true in terms of disclosing things, but I also story-wise and stuff. I mean, at this point in the relationship, are they pretty much, Larry, you're the man. We trust what you're doing, or do you still?
I've said this a number of times, but the reason that there were never any previews of my stuff is that I don't know how any given story ends until I get to page 22. Had no idea. So I can't tell them how it ends, because I figure if I can surprise myself, I can surprise the readers. There's too many things that I read, not just comics, but like books and movies, where after the first 3 pages or 5 minutes, I go, oh well, it's really the butler, or it's the whole thing is too telegraphed. It's because, oh, I know what the ending is and I'm working towards it. My way of writing the Joe stuff was, okay, let's get them into this terrible situation. Boom, they're in the situation. How do they get out? Then I spend the next 22 pages figuring it out.
For Spooks Omega Force, is it it's an ongoing? Is it going to be a monthly ongoing?
First.
Yeah, so we hope so, I guess, yes. But or each arc, we'll see how each arc basically goes.
That's they make me sort of say, oh, it's what a 4-issue arc is, and the best I can do. I mean, what I did with Storm Shadow, Josh said, look, you have to tell us what each arc is, and I said, well, okay, in the first one it's in Chicago, the second one it's in Moscow, the third one is in Tokyo, and the fourth one is New York. And he said, that's all you're going to tell me? And so that's why the covers look the way they do. It's basically the city that I named in the background and an action scene in the foreground.
That's excellent, man. High-powered action stories. You can always count on them from Larry Hama, from Devil's Due. Look for Spooks Omega Force coming out and more G.I. Joe.
Multiple copies.